Welcome to another video of our beloved Chelsea. I confess to you that I can't get excited about this team, but as fans we cannot abandon the club, so let's get to today's news. But first, as usual, subscribe to the channel, activate notifications, and of course like. Mauricio Pochettino is going to need to be creative with his Chelsea team selection for the visit of Crystal Palace to Stamford Bridge on Wednesday night. The Blues have a mounting list of players who are either injured or suspended for the clash with the Eagles, and it seems like the forward line has taken the biggest hit of late, leaving Pochettino with some decisions to make. Both Raheem Sterling and Cole Palmer will have to watch from the stands after they each received their 5th yellow cards of the season during the Christmas Eve defeat to Wolves at Molineux, triggering an automatic one-game ban. Palmer kicked the ball away after a decision went against him and was booked for venting his frustration, while Sterling was shown his yellow for diving. Nicholas Jackson is available but has been struggling for form of late with just one goal in his last 6 Premier League games. The 22-year-old was even booed by sections of the traveling Chelsea support in the West Midlands on Sunday afternoon after he failed to threaten the Wolves' goal during his 80 minutes on the pitch. Elsewhere, Christopher Nkunku is now playing after returning from injury and has shown huge promise in both of his cameo appearances off the bench in the last 2 games. It still might be too soon for him to start a game, however, and Pochettino certainly won't want to risk the Frenchman getting injured again because he was rushed back to play. This could then represent a final chance for Madueke to start against Crystal Palace, with the 21-year-old winger's future at Stamford Bridge uncertain after falling out of favor with Pochettino. Madueke, who has 6.5 years remaining on his contract in West London, has featured 7 times in the Premier League for Chelsea this season, with most of his cameos coming off the bench in the second half of games as he did during Sunday's defeat to Wolves. When asked how Madueke can force himself into the Chelsea side, Pochettino insisted that the winger needs to increase his level. He said, from the beginning of the season he was involved then not involved and he was injured and suffered some problems. Noni is in a position where there is massive competition and he needs to compete and to increase his level. He was injured and now recovered and maybe will be involved in the next games. Given both Sterling and Palmer are suspended for the game, Madueke seems like an obvious choice to start against Palace, but will Pochettino see it that way? Michael Mudryk could switch to the right wing as he did for a period recently against Newcastle, but he is more effective on the left and will hope he can give 32-year-old Palace right-back Nathaniel Clyne a run for his money on that side. There is also an outside chance for Alex Matos to feature, having made the Chelsea bench in each of the last 7 Premier League games without coming on. The former Norwich City youngster has clearly made an impression at Chelsea since his arrival in July, already jumping ahead of the Blues' crop of academy talent and expensive signings to be around the first team so closely.